that these new artists, this new generation of artists, is fucking up hip hop and how they want hip hop to be back. You know what I hate about people? Like, they always want to talk about how hip hop is dead, that these new artists, this new generation of artists, is fucking up hip hop and how they want hip hop to be back how it used to be. But it's just like, these new artists, all right, but you guys are a big part of it. You know, if you really love these rappers and if you really want hip hop to be back how it used to be, then why don't you make those rappers that you like hot? You know, you make the artists, you make the people, you make these people get their song played on the radio because they get a lot of streams and a lot of sales first, and then they hit the radio. So stop fronting how you hate this new hip-hop, how you hate mumble rap, how you hate this, how you hate that. You love it. You love it.
Whoa! Your career gonna be... Let me stop. Alright, hey you guys, so we're back today. We just watched that video as y'all seen, and so now we're back with our thoughts. Oh, and first, before I do that, I do want to point this out. A lot of people, you know, they think Cardi B is just some stripper who popped up out of nowhere. There was an incline before she, you know, became as notable as she is today. That's what she's known for doing. She's known for making videos. And it's not a thing of she's complaining or this, that, and I hate when da-da-da. That's how she made it to loving hip-hop in the first place, you know. Yes, she was a stripper. Yes, she was well-known, but she also did videos like that. So she's always done videos like that. So, you know, if that's a part of what blew her up, not so, you know, now her music, I can see is balancing out. But if she made it off of that, I don't expect her to just drop that. You know, that's a part of what makes people like her personally. So I do want to point that out because a lot of people saying, oh, well, she complains over everything. That's what she does videos. You know, it's no different to me from Tammy Roman and the Bonnet Chronicles. You know, like that's what they're... You got to let stuff go at some point, okay? I bet y'all will be the best of friends, too. At any rate, that's what they're known for. So, you know, that's what she's known for.
Bonnet Chronicles? Really? Okay.
I bet you haven't even watched the video. They're funny as hell.
I don't.
They're funny.
You know, I don't really care for her. But anyway.
That would be the best friends.
Anyway.
I forgot my drink. Go ahead and stick your side. I'll be right back.
Really?
Yeah.
About...
You stepped out on the last video, so what you're not going to do is try to take
You paused it.
No, I didn't. I had to talk for a little while, like a minute, with Milo. I was like, how's the weather?
Wow. It's my boy.
Okay. What you said?
Said that's my boy.
Uh-huh.
Only one we got.
Now, y'all, this actually, I wanted to do this a couple days ago, but somebody got a very convenient bedtime. Nonetheless. Yeah,
Get
that...
my beauty sleep.
Nonetheless.
Remember, I'm old.
That was going through my head like all of Tuesday. Like, I don't know why, but it was just weird, and I hadn't watched it before. So I was thinking about that too, you know. But go ahead. Do you want to speak on it first?
I don't even think it's necessarily that, because I know I say that. I personally just don't think that the current hip-hop music should even be grouped with hip-hop as it started. That's my thing. I think that it should be a whole new
genre.
It's its own. Like, I don't think you can compare them. And even, I don't know, I just don't think you can compare them, for one. But for two, and with regards to what she said, I personally think that a lot of those, the new hip-hop people, I think that a lot of them are famous because of their crossover appeal and their pop audience, their non-black audience.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a culture anymore. I think it's music and it's put out to make money.
I feel like it's more of a business.
When,
But I feel like the people who are responsible or all those people who came up from the culture have the power to stop that. And I will say one thing, that black people, you can get this joke going almost anywhere. Black people don't buy we don't buy music, you know. So that she's not wrong in them bringing that up. We don't buy music. We do not pay for music. Y'all remember I asked her when she gonna buy Lil Kim and Remy Ma? What she said? I'll stream it on Tidal.
I'll stream it. We pay for
Now I'll give her that because Tidal was $20. But you know,
even, I mean,
so that does play a part in that situation for me.
There was more. I don't know, and I don't want to be one of these people that makes something more than it really was or is. But when I was growing up and listening to hip hop, it was music. There was a culture that went along with it, and it wasn't necessarily a negative culture. You would have artists come together and to uplift each other and to uplift black people and
UNITY, Queen Latifah.
Right, but I mean you have self-destruction and you had all these rappers coming together.
I feel like it's a couple points that are going on. I feel like Cardi is right in a sense, but I also feel like some of the old heads or quote unquote old heads, some of the people that we have allowed into the culture, a lot of them are just corny. I was watching this channel earlier, shout out to them, Thought Crimes with a Z. But they were speaking, and two people that spoke about was Funkmaster Flex and Irv Gotti. And how Irv Gotti is he's a very corny dude.
But see, he's not even from the generation that I'm speaking of. Mm-hmm. That's after the fact.
You're speaking about
I'm speaking of from the beginning. I'm speaking of Run DMC. I'm speaking of LL. I'm speaking from that far back.
Yeah.
Irv Gotti was after that, so not even him. And like I said, I don't want to be one of these people that tries to make things so much more. You know, like when somebody dies, like when they were alive, nobody liked them. But when they died, people talk about they were the greatest person. I don't want to be like that and say that it was the best thing ever. But what I see now in music, the lack of, there's no craft involved. And I feel like anything that that's a passion for you, that's driving you, I feel like it should be your craft. You should work at perfecting your craft. Be it music, for me, when it comes to my job, when it comes to teaching, I want my craft to be perfected. I want to make sure that whatever kids I'm working with, I'm doing what's necessary for those kids. So to me, it's like there's no craft involved anymore. It's
I feel like when it
whatever makes money.
There's so many factors. I feel like, you know, some of the, you know, some of the OGs, they don't speak out like they should. I do feel like, you know, there were certain situations.
But what would they say? To do what?
Well, I feel like it's not like if you don't give something attention, it doesn't. I feel like it can't fester but so long on its own. You know, there's plenty of examples. Like for instance, you know, and I didn't want to start off with this one because you already know what's gonna come after. But, you know, with the whole, you know, Nicki thing, when I watched The Playtime Is Over, I really seen how the industry just turned, and not even the industry, like when you watch people being asked about it, they always tiptoed around, you know, or it was either they tiptoed around it or Kim's just being bitter, she's da-da-da, this, that, and the other. You know, that to me, it was an evident game change. It was evident that the game had changed. Because Nicki could not have came out and did that to Little Kim in 1990s. That would not have worked. All that, I'm gonna dress like you, but throw shots and that wasn't gonna work at all.
That wasn't.
You know, stuff like that.
Not in the 80s and 90s, no.
Yeah, no, not at all.
But
and I feel like they're lost. It was a loss of a message, and I feel like what you said. I feel like they need to have complete different genres. But really and truly, you know, K Michelle talks about this how urban radio is where her records get sent for R&B. I don't even think rap has when they get their music sent, like everything just gets sent into Power 107. So it all gets lumped into one thing. Instead of there being drill music, if you enjoy that, that's fine. I don't. trap music. I don't feel like you should have never played. I don't feel like there should be a station where I can turn to and hear Kendrick in one song, and then in the next song hear a little Uzi, a little Pump, a little whatever. I don't feel like there should even be a station like that. I feel like it should be something where there's conscious stuff, and then because once you lump it all into one, but then that's where you have people who can paint hip hop in one brush, like a Miley Cyrus or this, that, and the other, because we allow it all to intermingle at one time when it's really all different.
It is. But I feel like to have it intermingled or whatever on the radio is one thing, but just appreciate it for what it is. I just, it's disappointing for me as an adult to see, there was a picture that I saw recently, and it had Tupac, and it had lyrics that he had, and then it had a split of Lil Uzi Lil something, and his lyrics said, yeah. That's my thing. Yeah. There's no substance, there's no nothing.
And like she said
earlier, there should be no comparing of those.
Like she said, like when they let Rich Homie Quan do Biggie's song.
Who does that? That's a whole different situation. I can't. Let me okay, you're young. You don't know it. I was in the club listening to it because we know I'm old. Now, I get maybe you don't know it, but when you get the call, do you want to do this? And you say, yeah. When you start studying, let me go find the lyrics.
Christina Aguilera.
Print them out so that when I get on stage, I can do justice to the tribute that I'm supposed to be doing. To a tribute of someone who is...
The box is filling her.
A forerunner of what I'm doing. Should be somebody who's on his radar, because if you are in hip-hop, that should be one of the people that you have studied his craft to improve yours.
Now,
how do you do that?
Well...
How do you do that?
No, Rich Homie Quan is not one of the worst. So he's one of the few that I can actually understand.
But I feel that situation was pretty bad.
Yeah, that was bad. I feel like people... I'm not saying he's, lyricist or anything. No, by no means that. But I feel like, first of all, people you have to destroy or diminish something or equal it out. You have to understand what it is. A lot of what is called mumble rap, it's just auto-tune. Like I know with the Wake Me Up record at the end where Kimmy was doing the wordplay off of whichever, on the Queen Bee song or wherever, where she said, if Kimmy B don't trust him, I bet you really was him. That's not mumble rap. That's just insane auto-tune. But Kim has done that before, you know.
No. Mm-mm. When I think of that genre or whatever, I think of that cipher where they're freestyling.
They're mumbling. Yeah.
It's not even that. They're not saying anything. You're not saying anything. It doesn't rhyme. You have a purse and a blanket. Like you have taken manhood and flipped it completely. And I think that's where the concern with my generation and what has been done to him, I think that's what the concern is.
Now I'm going to keep it real. If you can do some Tupac lyrics and skirt, then I might be okay with a little skirt. But I mean, if you're not saying anything, I think we can all say that.
I think, and I don't know, but I think that Tupac would truly come back to slap whoever did that. I don't think Tupac wants his lyrics being delivered in a skirt unless you're a woman.
No. I'm not saying that. No, I'm saying if you were a lyricist, then I could let the androgynous thing go. If you want to wear a skirt, if you up there, okay. If somebody rapped as good as Tupac, but they was wearing maybe not a skirt, maybe let's walk it back to the man purse, the satchel. If you come up there with a satchel, but you delivering some bars, I think we can give you a bit more leeway.
What does he have in the satchel?
A knife.
Really?
A butter knife.
I'll stab you. I'm sorry. I think that's where
it just become a gimmick. I think it's a gimmick. It's become a gimmick.
The dissatisfaction comes from. Now, mind you, when we were coming up and this genre was coming, our parents talked about that rap crap, as your grandpa referred to it. Our parents talked about the shoes with the tongues. Our parents talked about those things, but there was still an overall uplifting and positive piece to it.
Yes.
Up until NWA. Now, I believe that NWA could come in and do what they did because of their craft. Now, I think that things took a negative turn at that point, but the whole thing with hip hop is they're speaking of what they lived.
Yeah.
You know, and you have
I feel like it went from speaking of what they lived to that turned into a lifestyle to some people, and now they want to push that, and some of them
right,
don't even.
like they're like it's your first.
Like you should not be 34 and you're rapping about popping mollies and da da da. You need progression.
And then you shouldn't be 18 with your first track coming out talking about rolling in your whatever.
Yeah.
Like you're rolling in what? The vehicle your mom bought? Sit down. Or you're rolling in what? Public transportation. Like they were speaking from what they experienced, from where they're from. These, from what I hear now, when I can decipher what's being said, it's drugs, sex with bees, by the way.
Bees?
The B word.
Oh, I thought she meant like bees. I was gonna say,
No,
so
the
y'all
B
have
word.
reached white people level of sex.
And then killing people. Like I'm gonna kill you, do you, and then drive off in my new car. Like there's no substance to right. And I think that's where the dissatisfaction
and nobody
comes
is
from.
saying, I know, like she said, and when somebody passes away, it's not about making them angel. You know, when people talk about, you know, Biggie was here and Tupac, I don't like when they do that, but I understand where they're coming from.
Right.
Even with the thugness that is Tupac, there was still a side of him. That was just one side of him.
And he was,
and it didn't take over in every song that he has.
Right. They like I said, it's your first track. What money? If you do have money like that, it's your parents. Which means you didn't come from the gutter. You came from upper middle class home. I mean, it just, that's where I think the frustration comes with, like when I see stuff like that being compared to music that I can listen to and I can like go into a zone and feel what they're saying versus I'm listening and thinking, what? What are you saying? What are you saying for one? What are you saying? I can't hear what you're saying. And then for two, when I do hear, what are you saying? And on top of that, being black in a society where we are expected to be ignorant and to have zero morals, standards, values.
That's what I'm saying. It's a business now, though. So they're looking to put that up on a pedestal.
That's what they want to put out there.
And they will put it.
Give that to them.
And then on top of that, they will put that on there. And they will put that with a different race. And we will clap that. Little Pump is not even, if that's his name, I can't. The one with the pink dress. Y'all know who. I think y'all know. I think that's him. But first of all, he's under 18. He's not even a minor. He's the one I think that had the Xanax cake. He's Mexican. He's not even black. You know.
What are you talking about? He's
one of the mumble rappers.
That died.
No, that's Lil Peep.
Yeah, that and
that made me feel.
How does that hook up with hip hop? Like anything, like if you speak 2 words in a song, you're hip hop. Now I haven't listened to anything, but seeing him and the drugs and all that, it ticks me off that they put hip hop with his name. But anyway.
I mean, I feel bad for a human life being lost, but you just popped 6 Xanax before you went on the
and
stage.
said it's gonna be lit.
We won't hear no Lil Peeps from you no more. I don't know what. Cheap. No.
But that's what I think the frustration is from, and it's not even about
child abuse. Oh.
You're not a child. It's not even just about the music. It's about the culture as a whole. It's about looking at what's being put out there as pop culture and popular, and they're loving it. Why do you think they love it? That's what they expect.
Yeah.
I know Lil Yachty. I loved his interviews on Breakfast Club. I loved listening to him. He seems like a very mannerable young man. He's from the South. But I didn't want to hear his music because I knew. And then one day, I heard it by mistake. Purely by mistake. And I was so disappointed. But it was what I expected. But it was just,
it's just no substance, and I feel like it's bad because we get it on both ends. Because like I brought up earlier, in one of those videos, you know, when Eve said when she was speaking on Nicki Minaj's Paper magazine issue cover, and you know, I already told y'all how I felt. Did you see it? The 3 of Nicki Minaj's, and where she's eating herself out with a. Oh my God! It's
Mommy, the mama spilled water and now it's all pouring down the floor.
in the house. Can you get the towel from your bathroom and get it up?
She just got one.
Okay, then why'd you tell?
okay. If she didn't, it's water. But yeah, that was very weird to me. It looked like some weird white people. It was not even white people. It just looked weird. It looked uncomfortable. And I mean, I know she's trying to distract.
So why are we talking about it?
Well, no, the point is, Eve said that there needs to be maturity at some point. And you know her Barb's a childish, so you know they went up and dug up Eve's past from when she was a stripper and when that's the whole sex tape. And even though she didn't want to put that out, Stevie J put that out. Like, you have no control over that. But her point was, and that point just flew all over all their heads. There needs to be progression in your career at some point. And I feel like Nicki has regressed.
Yes.
You know, and because her being, I don't know to the extent of if she's stopping people's money or not, all I will say is she has reigned for 8 dang years and there's been no other females. And this is not how female rap originally was. But if you're going to be the only person and try to stop people from having their shine, at least have some substance in what you're doing. I feel like she has regressed, you know. That Rake It Up verse, I don't care how good she flowing, how good. China. It's just, it's bad on both ends, female-wise and male-wise. You know, there's a... Yeah.
Her first
Her
CD.
mixtapes. Forget her CD. Her mixtapes.
See, I wasn't that into her. I just know that when she came out, she lyrically was wonderful, but it didn't take long for the
Industry.
right to get in and mold what they saw fit.
Yeah.
At least that's what it appeared from my standpoint.
Yeah.
And that's what back then you didn't have a lot of that because we were the ones controlling.
Yeah. It's the thing, we're not controlling the narrative anymore, and that's where all that wildness and craziness
What's his
gets
name?
into.
The one that's not signed. Chicago. He's from Chicago. Chance the Rapper.
Yes.
Him. I have so much respect for him. I've never heard his music. But I have so much respect for him and the fact that the refusal to buy in and to see that you can still be successful. Now, to me, that should be a wake-up call.
Yeah.
For any artist. To me, if you see where you can have the same level of success without that control and interference, I don't understand why you would want to do it. I don't understand why we're not creating our own and keeping our own without falling prey to the push from Big Brother.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we did in the beginning, because in the beginning you had to create your own because nobody was feeling it.
Yeah. Well, I feel I've seen there's some new in the aspects of the females or whatever. There's some new females on the come up. Definitely Dreezy that I like. I like Dreezy. I like Rhapsody. What?
Rhapsody. Yeah.
Yeah, she's very good. Mm-hmm. And you know they're gonna be coming up pretty soon. Yeah, she is. I seen the thing. And you know, Remy just got her distribution deal with Columbia, so hopefully they'll be helping to push her music out there more. So hopefully we'll see more balance within the females. As for the males, I feel like, you know,
David Banner is one.
Yeah.
Who, and he was even past the time period that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But he he took it back. With God Box, he took it back. He took control, and I love him. I have much respect for him. The CD is phenomenal, but he speaks about the control that he has, and he says that he loves the fact that if there's a check to be written, he's writing it.
Yes.
That I have so much respect for him because he was in the midst of that foolishness, and he pulled back from it.
Yeah.
Who else? You were saying somebody, Nail.
I'm not sure who's on the come. I really, like I told y'all before, I mainly listen to female. I do have respect for Kendrick and J. Cole. Those are two people I definitely, I enjoy their music. You said David Banner. I looked up some of his stuff.
Yeah, the God Box is really good.
I enjoy.
Yeah,
he got some work to do on the personality side. Get a little.
Yeah, I don't.
He get a little sensitive about some of his stuff.
I think that your dad was talking about an interview that he did and how he's becoming more humble now. But
I like Dave East. I feel like Dave East needs a hit though. Like he needs something to kind of. It seems like it's sad to say, but I feel like in this, what would you say about hits? You know, like are they different from when growing up?
Like, what do you mean?
Like the process of getting a hit and like, you know, now everybody's trying to look for that hit nowadays instead of just making timeless music. Would you say all the music was, because it had substance, it already just kind of shined as it did, or?
And I don't think,
because I can listen to Little Kim's hardcore and I don't skip anything.
I don't think it, I think that overall it was about putting out good music. It was about perfecting your craft. It was about being around individuals who were going to push you to do better.
Yes.
That's what I feel. And I feel like now that element is gone, because if what you say that everyone is trying to get a hit, then you're going to turn and switch what you're doing and how you're doing it to whatever is going to pick up, you know, and be more popular or whatever. Whereas then, I don't think it was about that at all. It was about this is music that we love, and we're gonna put it out there. And even the beefs that they had then, like they came at each other lyrically, and
instead of Twitterly, Twitterly,
and it and what is it? Iron sharpens iron. So they would come at each other, and you could hear the improvement. But now it's about money. It's about popularity, and that popularity doesn't have to necessarily be with my people or people who want me to succeed.
Yeah.
You know, on a personal level, it's about money. It's about fame and fortune.
Yeah, I just feel like it became like it was a business, but it was a. The difference between hip hop back then and now to me is the difference between a career and a job. You know, a lot of people treat it as a job now. You just do a job. You know, if you come in and do whatever's hot right then, and then you disappear and reemerge, and you know, jump onto whatever's then, you know, that's like a job to me. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a gift, please. Balance out the little crumps and the little crease and the little karates and I don't even know. The little karate. Jaden Smith. You want to react to his song?
No.
Why not?
No, I don't want to hear Jaden's song.
Why not? People are saying it's good.
What is his you know, I did hear parts of it.
See, you want to react to it? I heard it was very good.
I heard parts.
What's wrong with Jaden Smith? I would say lyrically he might have been onto something there. I feel Will Smith is good too on the mic, but he's kind of, to some degree. I feel like he kind of gets slept on because he bounced back and forth. I feel like
he was what he was good. But even he isn't what I'm speaking of. He was, because he came out and he became popular, and that took.
Yeah.
You know.
I felt like Queen Latifah was the best merge in between, or one of the best merges in between commercial but still hip hop at the end of the day.
She wasn't very commercial though. Not in the beginning.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying
Side
in
note.
the sense of like a biz, like, you know, with the TV show and, you know.
Yeah, that was before. That was after.
Oh.
That was way after. Side note. Your cousin, my cousin, used to be her DJ. So when
Yeah,
they
you
came
told me
here,
that before.
I got to see her in Public Enemy and Kid and Play. Got to go backstage and party with them and stuff. Anywho, I digress. She was the TV and all that came way after her music.
What happened to Kid? He looked like a grown rusty man now.
Kid and Play had some struggles.
Oh, okay.
They were phenomenal then, though. I met him. He shook my hand.
Did you think Queen Latifah had a crush on you?
I don't know. She sent me a rose.
Yeah, you said
At the
that.
show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
She sent me.
I thought about that later on, though.
She sent me, and it was your Nana, and then my cousin.
Is that true? Is she into women?
I don't know.
Oh. Foxy Brown, you gonna tell us again if she's... Did you see name? Have you heard Name Calling Part 2?
No. I don't.
She
I
read
don't
Foxy
really
a new
care
one.
for- Oh, Queen Latifah did.
Yeah. I mean, that was old back then, but...
I don't care for Foxy Brown like that.
She's crazy.
She's a little much.
Yeah.
That was after all that too.
Yeah.
And then I think about, like, there are certain songs from our generation and when I was growing up that you can put on now. You can put on LL Cool J Rock the Bells right now. I don't care how old you are.
I didn't even know that song.
The beat is gonna get to you.
Yeah.
You can.
That's another thing. Artists ain't making timeless music no more.
No. Dougie Fresh, Get Fresh Crew. You can put children's stories, Slick Rick. You can put certain songs on. They're timeless, and when you listen to them, some of it's kind of cheesy because of the time. But then, even hearing some of that cheesiness, you can hear the craft.
Yeah.
You can hear the craft.
The
And
effort.
then LL, you can hear his progression as he came into as he got older. So you just don't see a lot of
Him and
that.
Big Daddy Kane's beef though.
Big Daddy Kane was another one. He's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Your dad had a poster of him in his bedroom. But it's phenomenal. He's one of the best out there.
You just don't make that bread no more.
We're at 30 minutes.
Oh yeah.
I've got lesson plans to write.
She's not for the culture, as y'all can see.
The culture is not going to be there with me tomorrow with them lesson plans.